Hey guys, welcome back. Not so much a review as more of a not a rant or anything, just a conversation, a debate, even if you will. I went this last few years. I've noticed that colognes have really changed. They keep changing what people like and stuff, and that's cool. Don't get me wrong, that's awesome actually, because you get so many different colognes. But what I'm saying is, colognes are like fashion, you know. And I'm sure this has been said a million times. This is just a realization that I came to, and I'm sure a lot of you's already come to it. So cool if you did. Don't fucking nail me to the cross for it. It's just because I never really thought about it before. Because I'm the type of guy that, you know, I have a fragrance for every occasion and an occasion for every fragrance. You know what I mean? So I've never really thought of it. But well, what got me thinking about it, and what I mean by it's circular, you know, patterns like fashion. You know, whatever, something's old, given enough time, it'll become new and hip again. Bell bottoms, you know, old army clothes, tweed jackets, and shit, like, you know, stuff, just acid wash jeans. I mean, shit just, I mean, there's your basics that always stay the same. You know, jeans, for example, in general, plain old jeans. But the style of jean changes, you know. You go from hip huggers, just dirty, ripped, skinny, brand new, you know, it's just the whole multitude of fashion. It changes. But it's circular, you know, it comes around. What's popular one time goes out of fashion. You know, something else comes, it's back in fashion. That's the way it goes. I find that's what I mean by circular. And like I said, online the last little while, and buying colognes the last little while, and I'm noticing trends that I just kind of, like I said, thought about it today. I was at work and should have been working, but wasn't a good day at work. Not that it was bad, like, oh, it was just, I couldn't concentrate. So I didn't. And I was thinking about it. And I said, we're going to start, like, this is what I mean. I'm going to start with the 70s. Bear with me, this might be a long video, it might not be. But I'm going to start with the 70s because that's when my dad was young, before me. But when he started wearing colognes and aftershaves and stuff. And back in the 70s, your fougères were the, you know, your powerhouse fougères, the 70s and the 80s, were all the rage, right? You know, shit, I can't really think of any off the top. Well, Paco Rabanne, Pour Homme, Canoe, Azero. You know, those fougères were the shit, man. They were awesome. Your barbershop, your powerhouses. And then it kind of changed into the 80s, you know, when I come around. And you were more of the 80s were more of about green, spicy, still fougères, but spicier and even more powerful. Think Polo with your Carnoir, you know, these right in your face, man. And they stayed pretty popular until the early 90s. Then the fragrance world did almost a fucking 180, man. Flipped right around. Fucking, they went from those fucking powerhouse fucking scents to fucking what became popular when I was a kid was the fresher, a lot lighter, fresher, a lot of unisex scents. So they were very light. You know, not a lot of women, not that they can't, you wear what you want. But a lot of women aren't going to wear a heavy fougere, fucking heavy leather, fucking heavy fucking oak, moss, and spice, pine, fucking, they're just not going to wear that. So you can see that they were, and then that kind of evolved into the fresh aquatic. You know what I mean? You think your Aqua de Geos and shit. Like, it just evolved into your fresh aquatic sense, and then everybody copied that. And your fresh aquatics kind of evolved into your light, sweeter sense, your aquatic sweeter sense, I guess you'd call them. I don't know what the term would be, but like Invictus, Cool Water, scents that were still not overly light, but compared to Fougères and fucking the 80s powerhouses, we're relatively light. And then they evolved into your sweeter scents. You think your 1 millions and your overly sweet fucking synthetic scents and your overly sweet gourmands. I guess even before the sweet scents kind of came the sweet scents, then the blue scent, you know what I mean? Your Chanel blue, your Sauvage, your Prada Luna Rosa Carbon, the blue scents. I don't know what you'd classify them all. I just call them blue scents. And now I noticed lately, the last about 6 months, these blue scents and these sweet scents and these fresh scents from just a few years ago that people were going nuts over. 5 out of 5 ratings, fucking beautiful, perfect scents. Everybody's going crazy about them. They're now people are starting to get tired of them. And what seems to be making a comeback, and this is what I'm going to get with the circle thing, what seems to be making a comeback, to my, not my knowledge, but my observation, and I could be wrong, but what seems to be making a comeback now is your more, I don't want to say powerhouses, but your woodier, smokier scents, your spicier scents. Think oud and incense and lots of pepper and sage and strong pine. Those strong fougere-like elements and spicy elements seem to be making a comeback. I've noticed that. It's just weird. So what I guess I'm getting to, and this is what I'm getting to for because of the cologne I wore today. The next logical step from that would be back to the start. Your fougères. Will they make a comeback? I think they will. I hope they will because we all know I love them. I think people get tired of certain, and it happens faster, and that's just because of the generational gaps and all that stuff. I know that, the younger generation nowadays, they're, and I ain't putting you down because I ain't that far off from you, but I'm just saying, it tends to be, whereas my dad's generation, my grandfather's generation, change wasn't a big deal. You'd wear the same shirt, pants, cologne for 40 years. My dad was kind of, same pair of fucking jeans and fucking t-shirt, or same style anyway. Different fucking. I was not gonna wear the same pair of jeans for fucking 30 years, but the same cologne and deodorant and aftershave and shit for 30 years. My generation, we changed it up every, 8 years or so. We changed up to something else. We were this, this generation tends to change things up every fucking other year, and that's cool. I love change, don't get me wrong. I ain't trashing. People say, hey, change, it has a negative condensation to it, but it's not what I mean by it. it's great that you can get change, because with change comes variety in something like this, which is awesome. But I just want to say, I mean, the logical step, if you think about it, because we're getting into them heavy woods and incense and smokes and tobaccos and again them spices and fougere elements, sage, pine. You know, these are all oak mosses. Notice a lot of recent releases are starting to use oak moss again. I mean, these are fucking classic 70s and 80s powerhouse notes. They may not be using them as strongly, but they're classic notes. Tobacco, smoke, you know, fuck, leather. So the next logical step would seem to be maybe we start the clock all over again, you know, start the circle, the clock all over again. And bang, Fougeres make a comeback. It'll be interesting to see in the next 3, 4, 5 years if they do. If they don't, they don't. No big deal. I'm still going to wear them because I love them. But, yeah, and like I said, what kind of brought me on to that, and I'll do a review of it, was I got one review coming up before that, and these two together, I guess, kind of brought me on to it, because it got me thinking. Because I wore one the other day, and I wore this one today, and they're completely different. And it made me think, you know what I mean? How sometimes shit'll do that to you. But I did my review of the knockoff there a few videos ago. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to haul this out. Because I really liked the knockoff, but it was good, but not as good as this. This shit is fucking excellent. Another favorite of mine, like I said, I love Fougeres though. Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. Classic late 70s, early 80s fucking Fougere, powerful fucking barbershop scent. With a touch of sweetness, surprisingly. When this dries down, we get about 3 or 4 hours into it, man. This shit gets not overly sweet or anything, but it's got a touch of sweetness. But I'll do a review on that. And then I'm going to do a comparison video on the Rabanne and the Copacabana knockoff. But that's just what we got me thinking. And the other one I wore before that, the day before that, was, I don't have it up here, a knockoff of a preferred fragrance of Michael Kors something blue. I can't remember. But it was released, I think 2015 or 16. It had a very 90s feel to it. Now, that'll be my next video, my review on that. You'll see what I mean. Anyway, guys, I wouldn't mind your opinion on it. Do you think it is circular? I mean, cologne fragrance in general is fashion, and fashion is circular. We all know that. And we just seem to be coming back around to that the heavier, manlier, I guess, Fougeres and spicy, woody, spicy stuff. And I, for one, love it. I mean, they're my favorite scents, right? Fougere, this is them kind of scents. But anyway, your thoughts, man. Just give me your thoughts, guys and girls, if you want. Hey, a couple ladies that watch, that's cool. That's cool. If you are a lady and you're watching, or you have a significant other, you know, ask your opinion. Does she like Fougeres? Do you like Fougeres? I mean, are you looking forward to them making comeback? Because they're already starting to, and that's what I'm trying to say. It seems like they're already starting. They may not. You know, it can be a false start, you know, but they seem to be coming back around, and fuck, it's going to be awesome. And companies like YSL releasing another Rive Boucher or something, you know, it'd be great. You know, or Dior, another fucking, oh yeah, just beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway, guys, yeah, thoughts, opinions, am I nuts? Am I right? Do you think I'm right or wrong? Tell me why. Don't just, you're wrong, you're an idiot. Just tell me why. Or same thing, you're right, you're awesome. Don't just tell me why I'm right. You know, although I do like being called awesome. Hey guys, yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Gonna make a tea and talk about that other one that I wore, that knockoff. Peace, love, be good to each other.